So we'll have this one friend where it doesn't seem like they're doing much, but they're always getting lucky. Things are always turning out for the best in their situation. Whereas you, on the other hand, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort, but you're getting some results, but it's not like you're getting great results. So why is this? Why is that some people are, they at least appear to be very lucky, and sometimes no matter how much effort you put, you don't get the same results as those other people. So is a luck a real thing? And can you overpower luck by sheer persistence, hard work, dedication, time, and effort? And the short version of it is yes, luck do exist and it does affect almost every aspect of your life. However, there's a huge difference between the role of luck, or at least what luck can do for you in one field or one situation compared to a different situation. And this is what we're going to be discussing today. My name is Nikki and I'm a certified fitness coach. And while most of my expertise is in the fitness field, I've been looking at the data, I've been looking at the research, comparing some notes and observations with other very successful coaches, my own experience and that of the people that I've been working with. What I'm going to share with you, it's not specific to fitness, but it does apply to almost every area of your life. And here's the big problem with luck. You have almost equal chance to be lucky in almost anything that you do. So luck as defined as a random chance that gives you some positive results and leads to some really nice positive outcomes for you. Maybe you get to your goal much faster, or the rewards that you're getting are better than you expected. But the magnitude of luck, it's what makes the big difference. So here's a good way to compare this. Let's assume we have two separate people. We have one person who is a hairdresser. So someone who's working, has to be physically working in their workplace, so they have to be cutting the hair. There's a limit in terms of what they can achieve. There's a limit of how long they can be working, how many hours a day, how many days a week, and how much they can charge for their service. So there are clear limits, and there's basically not a lot of the difference between the guy at the bottom and the guy at the top is not going to be crazy big. So for the most part, the results that this person is going to get is going to be based on his skill, his experience, and basically how he's treating clients and so on. So it's something that he has a great deal of control, simply because luck is not going to play a huge role there, just because of those imposed limitations. And even in the case where this person gets like super lucky, so let's say the president comes, they cut their hair, his hair, her hair, and they got like really famous, that location becomes very famous, and that person gets a lot of business, so a lot of clients. This is good, but there are still like some limitations, and even though he's probably going to be doing better and he's going to be fully booked, you cannot work more than 7 days a week and more than, I don't know, like 16 hours a day or something like this, and especially assuming that there's no franchises involved, there's just one person in his own barbershop or whatever. So basically we're not talking about like huge expansion due to the nature of the business. Maybe it's a small town, just for the sake of the example. I'm trying to illustrate an example where there are certain limitations in terms of how much you can grow and how much you can scale. So in this case, your dedication, your skills are something that you can control to a huge degree. At least the results are controlled by your skills and how much work you're putting in and how good of a work you're basically produce, or at least how good of a barber you are. Again, clear limitations. So while you can still have the same chance of getting lucky as compared to someone who's like in a completely different field, the magnitude of effect of luck, it's not going to skyrocket you too much. And there's not going to be a big difference between the guy who's not doing that well and the person who's doing amazing. And you're not going to be charging a ton more, and you're probably not going to be having a ton more clients. Maybe 3, 4, 5 times more clients, but not like 10,000 more clients. Times more clients. And that's a different example. So compare this person to someone who is making money online. So this pretty much applies to all kinds of online businesses, but let's say someone who is in the entertainment business. So you're putting content just for pure entertainment, and this is how you make money. Well, here you don't really have limitations. So the difference between the guy at the bottom and the person at the top, you cannot even compare them. There's no limit in terms of how much you can grow, how much you can sell, how many people can consume your content. You can theoretically try and set up a boundary, a ceiling, but that ceiling doesn't actually exist. Because yeah, there's like what, 7 billion people on this earth, and not all of them have internet connection, but most of them, they can consume your content. But then again, there's more people who are being born, more people who get internet connection, the population is expanding, and some people can consume your content more than once, and they may be willing to pay more than once for that content. So you only have to put in a piece of content just once, and it starts working for you, it starts generating, it could at least start generating a ton of results. Whereas the barber or the hairdresser, they have to be physically there cutting the hair. They have limitations. I mean, you cannot expand indefinitely. I mean, there is this limit, there's this cap, there's this ceiling. Whereas online, you don't have the same ceiling. And this is where Lux makes a big difference. Simply because there's basically no limitations, no ceiling, while you are still exposed to the same chance of being lucky as the hairdresser, the magnitude of the effect, it's far different. So if you get really lucky, you can really be skyrocketed and just springshot yourself all the way to the top. Let's say you put in something online, you completely forget about it. You don't have to be there, you don't have to be present, you don't have to promote it. Someone somewhere just picks it up, posts that content on their social media, gets viral, bam, overnight sensation. Or maybe the search engines really pick up that content for some reason. They made a search engine update, your keywords, or maybe it was the headline was unique. I mean, just by pure luck, and you got really famous overnight. So two different situations, two people who have basically the same chance of being lucky, but the way luck works in their specific field, very different. So that's the thing. In certain situations, to make it to the top, or to just have good life and just to achieve good results, if there are certain limitations, if the way is known, if there's not too many options that you can take, and you're purely limited by your skills, yes, hard work probably is going to win. And even if you get lucky, it's probably not going to make a big difference. But in certain situations, to make it to the top, you just have to get lucky. I mean, hard work is just not going to cut it. You may put in all the hard work, but if the search engine never picks up your content, wow, it's never going to be, you never make it to the top. There could be people who are far less talented than you, putting far less work and just getting better results due to the nature of the game, the limitations, and how that specific area, field, situation just works. Hopefully you got something useful out of this video. Until next time, and remember, the Emperor protects. Cheers.